Today's video is all about coming back full circle, having support, and getting that motivation and that sweet, sweet revenge when you prove to yourself how far you have come. I went to Ibiza in Spain. I went there for 5 days and people they thought I was out there, they thought I was partying and just having fun. And I was, but there was one reason that I went there. And it was specifically to see how far have I come in the last 4 years. So before we get in, I'm going to set the context to this, okay? Because this was one of the most damaging, this was one of the most fear-provoking, and it's been eating away at me for 4 years, this situation. I've been waiting. I vowed 4 years ago that I was going to make amends on this. I was going to come back full circle. And in the last video, I was talking about having a chip on your shoulder. This has been a chip on my shoulder that's been eating away at me, and I knew this was coming up. 4 years ago, I was at a club. I was at Pacha's. I was at David Guetta's party. And so I'm there at the party. I was in there with some buddies that I just met up with. And we're in there, and it was just chaos, right? It was like the most packed nightclub I've ever been in. And so we're there with these, we're all having a good time. It's starting off, and all of a sudden it just gets so overwhelming. And 4 years ago, I was still struggling with major panic attacks. I was just beginning rebuilding my life. And so I'm in this club, and all of a sudden it just got so packed that you couldn't move. And I was on the second floor, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, I need to get out of here. But my buddies here, they're like, hey, we're going down. So we start going through, and literally, we were just like squished. We couldn't go, so we're just trying to push past everyone. And my anxiety kicked in. I freaked out. I'm like, hey, I'm like, guys, I will see you later. I took off in the back room. I escaped, okay? I went there. I kept trying to move forward, but it just got packed and more packed and more packed. And my panic attacks were just ridiculous at that point. I found an exit, I found a fire exit, and I ended up at the front. And I spent 3.5 hours in the smoke pit at the front. I don't even smoke. I was there just trying. I would walk up, and as soon as the crowd hit me, I would just back out. And it was just like going in and backing out. And I was just like overwhelmed with feared thoughts, and just thinking like, shit, here I am. I'm so happy to be here. And I can't even get into the club. I couldn't even get past the lobby because that's where the crowd started. And it just pissed me off so much. Like I walked out, and then my buddies, they ran into me, like 5 in the morning when the night ended up. And they're like, what happened to you? Like, we're partying. Like, this is the best night ever. And that just pissed me off so much because I was still embarrassed. I didn't tell anyone what happened. I just said that I was, hitting on girls, just make up, me do my old excuses of what I was trying to justify because I was afraid to admit that, I had a major panic attacks, man. I've been spending 3.5 hours out here. So I played off like I was trying to pick up women and just talk to girls. And that wasn't the truth. I was having major panic attacks. And this is something that it's been eating away at me for 4 years. So when the opportunity came up to go back this summer, I was like, you know what? I'm going back there. And I'm going to go in that club, and it's going to be a good test. I'm going to walk out and see how far I came. So I went there, and I was with my friend Lisa. We went there in the club, and I got cocky. I was like, okay, this is no big deal. Like, there's so much room. Like, they could have 1,000 people in there, 2,000 people. I don't care. I'm so, conditioned to it. But literally, at 1 in the morning, it just got overwhelmed. And I just felt it. I felt the anxiety coming up. Like, literally, you're getting squished, right? And I walked out, and I'm like, shh. I felt it coming up. I grabbed it, I'm like, I gotta go get some air. Went to the lobby, and this is where having the right people around you and that support can be so influential. And this is why, truly, I appreciate you watching these videos. So I'm in the lobby. I'll never forget. I'm in the lobby, and I'm with Lisa, and I'm thinking, I need to get back in. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I've waited 4 years to make amends on this, to come full circle. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, Lisa, I don't know if I can go back. And just people keep packing in. And I'm just like, holy shit, I got to get back in there. And as I'm doing it, I actually started feeling anxious again. And I started feeling the panic. I hadn't had panic attacks for like solid 2.5, 3 years. I've been good, right? I've been in control. But boom, that situation, being back in the environment brought me back to it. And I'm sitting there thinking, I need to get out. So I'm turning to her. I'm like, hey, I might have to go. Like, are you mad at me? I kept saying, like, are you going to be mad? She's like, I'm not going to be mad. She's like, you do what you got to do. I'm not leaving, though. And I'm like, please, no, I don't want you to ruin your night because of me. But I felt like this guilt. Like, I'm like, you know, please don't be mad at me if I have to leave. And she's like, no, Lucas, you got to do it. And just as I'm thinking, like, I got to go, I start thinking about you watching these videos. And like it was so, I just felt overwhelmed. I just felt a source of strength coming up. And that's where community comes in. Okay, this is a community right here where this is a two-way dialogue. I'm here to support you and you're here to support me. Ask these questions because we're here together to help each other. But literally, I'm in the club, I'm in the lobby, and I'm thinking of leaving. And then I started thinking about you guys. And I'm like, I can't let these people down. You know, this is going to be me coming full circle. I gotta be the role model here to tell you that you can come around full circle to a situation that might have held you back in the past. Come back with a vengeance. Come back with a chip on your shoulder and let it know that you are in control, not the situation. So literally, as I'm sitting there, I start getting angry. Like literally, my blood starts boiling, and I'm sitting there getting pissed off, and I'm conflicted. I'm like, do I go? Do I go back in? And I'm like, shit. I'm just feeling overwhelmed. Literally, took a second. I grabbed Lisa's hand. I'm like, Lisa, we're going in. Grab her hand. We walked straight up. I walked straight to the front of the DJ booth, just focused and ready. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit right now. I am not moving from this spot. And I was anxious. My heart, I would have to focus on getting my breathing back because it was all up here. I was totally overloaded with adrenaline. But I'm sitting there with Lisa, and I'm sitting there going like, holy shit. I'm back in the spot, and it's literally within 20 seconds of being back in the same spot in front of that DJ booth, I started looking around, I started breathing, and saying, you know what? I got a lot of room here, right? It's always, when you're looking at a panic situation, the worst is the first 20, 30 seconds. It spikes up, and then it drops down over time. Literally, 2 minutes into it, I'm looking around, I'm seeing everyone partying around me, I'm taking photos of them, like, yeah, like this is the best time of my life. Lisa's there, we're partying, and it came full circle. Because when I was there then looking around, I said, you know what, I'm not leaving till this place closes down. I was there till 5:30 in the morning. I didn't move from that damn spot because, you know what? This is the stuff that changes your life. So ask yourself, what is a situation that because of anxiety or you had a panic attack, you avoided? And start building up to come back full circle. Because I will tell you, there is no drug on the world that's going to make you feel as good as knowing that you went back on a situation that caused you to miss out. Because this is what changes your life. When you start getting these wins, you start convincing yourself and believing in yourself that you can overcome anything. So come full circle. Write down. Think right now of a moment that you missed out on an opportunity. Begin your game plan of what are you going to do to come back, to come full circle and kick its ass, to show it that you are in control and that you can make a difference. Because the moment you do that, this opens up your reality because you are back in control and you're ready to kick ass because you deserve it. So start taking action now. So subscribe to this channel to get all the latest videos and write in the comments below, what is it that you're going to take action on? What's the situation that you've missed out on? And write down the first step that you're going to take to get it back and to prove that you are in control.